Hi, in today's video, we are going to take a look at a new tool called Gemini CLI. So Google a couple of days back released this particular tool and it has gained a lot of popularity on GitHub. So we'll take a look at the setup of the CLI. We'll create a sample PokemonGo web app. Then we'll try out a few commands that are available in the CLI. We'll also try to evaluate whether the CLI is able to fetch the current financial results along with the current developments in the world. Hi, this is Ashish here and welcome back to Coders Academy. So this is the page for the Gemini CLI. It's an open source AI agent that Google has released on the June 25th. Okay. It's a free open source CLI, brings Gemini directly to the developers' terminals with unmatched access to the individuals. Okay. So it talks about the details about the CLI. So it's an open source AI agent. We know that. It provides lightweight access to Gemini, gives you access to the most direct path from your prompt to a model. Okay. Unmatched usage limits for the individual developers, so free of charge. Okay, so use Gemini CLI free of charge. You can simply log in using the personal Google account to get free code assist license. The license gives you access to the Gemini 2.5 Pro and its massive 1 million token context length. So that's the beauty of Gemini 2.5 Pro. It gives you 1 million token context window, and the restrictions are 60 model requests per minute and 1000 requests in a day at no extra charge. Okay, so that's what is listed here. It's a powerful model that you can use for several purposes. This is how the CLI looks like. Open and extensible, shared technology with Gemini Code Assist. This is how you can integrate that with your favorite VS Code editor, and easy to get started. Okay. Now let's take a look at the GitHub repo where this particular CLI has been open sourced. So if you look here, it has all the commands and instruction to get started. There's a quick start guide here. It requires Node.js version 18, and these are the commands to install the CLI. There's an authentication mechanism, and then how do you make use of the different authentication methods. That is what is given below here, and a few examples under this to interact with the Gemini CLI. We'll get started with the setup first. So I've made a directory called demo Gemini CLI. I'll cd into it. We'll check the node version. It's node version 22. So Gemini CLI requires node version 18. So we are good here. We'll start with the installation. So npx and the command is there. We'll start with the installation now. So it's asking for a confirmation. We'll say yes. Alright, so after some time we get the installation done and we see this screen where it has given us some tips for getting started. We can ask questions, edit files, run commands, be specific with your queries, Gemini, and then /help is the help command available to get started with Gemini. Okay, now you can select a theme of your choice if you wish, and then you can apply the settings. If you want, you can switch between the two options using the tab, and to make a selection you can press the enter key. Okay, so I'll keep the defaults and then I'll proceed. So I hit enter. Now it's asking you for the authentication method. You get three options there: login using Google or Gemini API key or Vertex AI. I'll use the login using Google. Finish login using the Google authentication. Now it's ready to get started. So let me try the first option here. So it's a Gemini command. Let's see what output we get. Okay, how can I help you? Okay, alright, sounds good. Now I think we can get started. So I'll type here a command called or rather a query. My prompt is create a web app to view the Pokemon cards library. Okay, so let's see what output the CLI gives us. So it's trying to analyze the prompt first, planning the application, refining the architecture, devising a framework. Yeah, So here it's come up with a plan with the technology, data sources and features, and then I'll say proceed. So this is what it's saying. It's going to create using a public API called TCG API to get the cards, images and other informations. Okay. And it's asking for a confirmation from us to execute the command. We'll say okay. So it's beginning with the implementation steps. It's installing the packages, which could take a few minutes is what it's telling us. And it's going to create a React app. Okay. So let's give it some time to begin the implementation. Okay, it's still running back. I've come back and it's still running. We are at 95 seconds. Yeah, so it's proceeding with the implementation yet. Okay, now it's asking for installation of the Bootstrap CSS file. So let's say okay. Still the implementation is going on. So now it wants our confirmation for the installation of the Bootstrap CSS. We are saying fine, okay. So it's importing the Bootstrap file. It's designing the cards components. Okay, write the file permission. Okay, fine. So constructing the application. Okay, permission to write the file. Okay. Modifying the core logic. Okay, so looks like it has created the React application with Bootstrap and integrated with the Pokemon API. Now it's telling us to run the application using the cd command first and then npm start. So we'll perform those actions now. We'll cd into the project folder, Pokemon card library, and then we'll do npm start. So cd. Okay, so now it's asking for confirmation. Okay, fine. Now npm start. Okay, so yes, fine. There you go. Okay, yeah. So our application is on 3000 port. Wow, amazing. I think this is an amazing application that it has created for us. You can see beautiful images of the Pokemon cards library here, and there's a whole lot of cards available on the website right now. So if you can see, scroll down, there's Metapod, yeah, Tangela, yeah. You can also search it. So we'll say Altaria. So it gives us the response there. You can search Metapod. Yeah, the search is working fine. Now let's take a look at what the project structure it has created. So we go to VS Code, open the folder structure there, and these are the files that we see there: app.js, app test, index, Pokemon card.js. So there's single test in the file there. We'll see the Pokemon card. This is the card layout. There's a JS file there, readme, a very elaborate readme file it has created for us. Now, yeah, we can take a look at the some other files. There's a robots.txt, which is good. Now let's take a look at the say setup tests. So there's just an import statement there. Okay, package JSON, this lists all the dependencies that it is using. So you can pause the video and read. Now let's try something else. So we can ask the application to create more unit tests for us for the Pokemon card library project. So write all the unit test cases for Pokemon card library app. So if you notice, earlier there was only a single unit test. Now let's see what unit test it adds. So it's crafting, yeah, allow, okay, apply the change. So crafting the Pokemon card tests. It's taking some time. Yeah, apply the change, write the file permission. Okay, now it's testing the application score. Allow, yes, okay, run the npm test. So allow, so it's executing the unit test now. Okay, so first test is passed. There's one which is failed, app test.js. So we'll see what it does further. It's running the unit test now. Yeah, it's been running for a while now. So let me just go back to our VS Code and see what new tests it has added. So I go to VS Code. I take a look at the app test.js. Here, if you see earlier, there was only one test. Yeah, so now it has added multiple tests. Filter cards based on search criteria. Rendering the cards after fetching. Filter the cards based on the search term. So there's Pikachu, Charizard, and there are events there, right? So it has added additional tests, unit tests for us. So it's a good start for every developer to get started with any application. Let's explore some other commands in the CLI. So there's a help command. So when you type /help, it gives you a context about what it does. What are the different types of commands you can play around with the CLI. So to run the shell commands, you have to prepend it with the shebang. And these are the other help: theme, editor, stats, quit, bug, about. Okay, so let's try /mcp server. So no MCP servers are configured. It opens a HTML page there with some additional help there. So let's try some other queries here. So I'm typing here the prompt, what are the current wars going on in the world? Okay, just to see how current the information it fetches. So it's processing this request now. So it's making use of the Google search tool right now. See, if you notice there, and it's gathering the information about the wars, and it has started giving us a response. So it lists about 7 odd wars which are currently going on. You can pause the video and read them in detail. But yeah. Now let's try another query from the financial domain. What was the opening and closing of the BSE Sensex? So it's using again the Google search, and it has basically identified that you mean by today. So it has added that additional clause there, and it has given you the details about the BSE Sensex on June 27. Okay. Now there's another command called /stats, using which you can see the number of input tokens, output tokens, processing time, and other information here. Okay, so /tools is another command using which you can see a list of tools which are available in CLI. So we saw Google search there, right? Now let's use one more command there called list all the files in the current folder. So it's failed to execute that because it needs the path to be an absolute path. So let's modify our query. So list the files at the rate Pokemon card library. So let's see whether this works. Enter. Yeah, so this works. Basically it has now listed down all the files which are under the project folder. So read many files is the tool that it had used to execute this command. So you can pause the video and have a look at all the folders and files in that project. So that was today's video. In this video, we did a very deep dive into the Gemini CLI tool. We created a sample application which it did a fairly good job of executing and developing. We added unit tests to the application. Though the unit tests were not able to execute, I think it was a good start for any developer to get a list of all the unit tests that a particular application can have. Then we played around with the tool to try some financial information and the current developments in the world. And finally, we explored additional commands that are available in the CLI. So give it a try and let me know in the comment section what is the best part that you liked about the Gemini CLI and what is the new video you would like to see on the Coders Academy channel. Thank you so much for watching the video.